Talk about a brain drain. The People's Republic of China is sponsoring research into technology that scans workers' brains for their emotional state. According to the South China Morning Post, Chinese factory, military, and train workers are all wearing helmets that can track their emotions. Train drivers wearing the tech get a zap if they doze off, as could pilots if the technology ever comes to planes. And, of course, it's all being watched by an AI. According to the MIT Technology Review, the system probably doesn't work despite claims it boosted a factory's profits by over $300 million. The South China Morning Post reports researchers are also developing a new version with cameras and body-wide sensors for use in hospitals. This would be able to monitor facial expressions, body temperature, and movements. And all that, Homo sapiens, sounds like the beginnings of the thought police, with a live feed to your brain. Here's more on China.
Privacy violations for all. An international human rights organization has found that China is gathering DNA from a region in the far west that's home to a much oppressed ethnic minority. The Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region is home to about 10 million Uyghurs, a Muslim Turkic group with a long history of discord with the mainland. As such, it's one of the most tightly controlled parts of China. According to Human Rights Watch, authorities in Xinjiang are now collecting DNA samples and biometric data from all residents aged 12 to 65. Police officers collect photos, fingerprints, household registration data, and iris scans during home visits or at designated collection points. Blood types and DNA are gathered through a government health exam called Physicals for All. Data is transmitted to a database and linked to the individual's national ID number. People originally from Xinjiang who have moved to other parts of China are also required to submit their information locally. Over 18 million people have participated in the physical as of November 2017. Though Physicals for All is supposedly voluntary, residents are expected and often pressured to take part. Human Rights Watch has slammed the mandatory data banking as a gross violation of human rights, adding that carrying it out under the guise of a free healthcare program makes it even more disturbing. China takes the fun out of Steam. Reports coming out of China this week say that the Chinese Communist Party has blocked Steam community access. Oh, and that's totally, absolutely nothing to do with Jack Ma's Tencent launching its very own Steam-like store, WeGame, in September. According to reports, the Steam store is still accessible, but the writing may very well be on the wall for the Valve-run gaming website in China. And if that's the case, Valve will be feeling the pinch. Reportedly, millions of their customers come from the PRC. PUBG was banned in the country, but was allowed back in only after Tencent agreed to help make the Chinese version socialist-friendly. And yo, that's what Skyrim mods on Steam really need. Some socialism with Chinese characteristics. So, it's see ya later for Dragonborn. Hello, Chairman Mao. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds to get a dose of socialism with Chinese characteristics. Hit PC game PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, aka PUBG, is going to be released in China after all. Its South Korean publisher has partnered with China's Tencent to make a socialist-friendly Chinese version of the game. For those with a life, PUBG is inspired by the classic Japanese movie Battle Royale. The online game sees 100 players parachute onto an island and eliminate each other Hunger Games style. Reportedly, the Chinese version will promote pro-socialist messaging. But how do you do that in a game that's all about the individual eliminating the competition to win, aka free market capitalism? You add in some socialism with Chinese characteristics, aka Marxism-Leninism, aka the Chinese Communist Party, aka one-party dictatorship. So in place of 100 China-based gamers butchering each other, we will see instead them working together to build a socialist utopia? Who knows, but if we do, this guy is probably watching and maybe even playing with glee. China planning on going full Big Brother in 2020. China is nothing if not innovative when it comes to finding ways to exert control over their people, and it looks like they're rolling out an entirely new way to spy on the public. Beijing plans to launch its social credit system nationwide by 2020 to rate the trustworthiness of 1.3 billion people by assigning each individual a score. The system will take things into account such as credit history, contract obligation fulfillment, personal characteristics, behavior and preferences, and interpersonal relationships to calculate a score. Once the system becomes mandatory, people with low scores could be punished with slower internet speeds, be denied access to certain restaurants, nightclubs, or golf courses, and restricted from traveling. Scores will also affect an individual's rental applications, ability to secure insurance or a loan, as well as social security benefits. Only one question remains: why aren't you in China right now? 再见, People's Republic. China is curbing the transportation rights of state-deemed social miscreants. Effective May 1st, the People's Republic of China will ban citizens with low social credit scores from using flight and rail transport for 1 year. Those prohibited include people who caused trouble on flights, as well as individuals who used out-of-date tickets or those who were caught smoking on trains. Also affected are people who didn't pay fines and businesses who did not pay their employees social insurance. According to Reuters, China's yet-to-be finalized social credit system operates on the doctrine of once untrustworthy, always restricted. And who says whether you're untrustworthy? The Communist Party of China, that's who.
再见 privacy. China's found another way to get even more user data. At the end of February, Apple will move China-based iCloud users' data and keys from its servers in the US to China. The company says this is to comply with Chinese law. If a user's Apple device is connected to an iCloud account, it typically backs up photos, emails, messages, contacts, and other information. From the end of February, Chinese authorities will be able to issue Apple with a warrant to access this data. This only applies to users who set their home as China. Users in Hong Kong and Macau are not affected. The data will be stored on state-controlled firm Guizhou Cloud Big Data servers. Many are concerned how this will impact China-based users' privacy. But hey, it's just China. What could go wrong?